The 19th of January, Rabbi Levitt, Daniel.
Okay, yeah. So we started we started again from chapter 4, and we got up to Pasuk Vav, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Is that right? Yeah.
Dalid, four, Dalid.
Oh, so you're at hay then.
We're on Dalid Hay.
Well, if you're up to Dalid, yes.
Okay. So, okay, so we'll go from Hey today.
Have a good day.
Viad Acharein Al Kadamai. Okay, where would you like to start?
Okay, it says, let's see. Hey, oh, here it is. Bi'ad Aharain al Kadamai Daniel Di Dishmei Baltashansar Baltashansar hmm. Kishum Elahi Vidi Ruach Elahin Kadishin Bay V'chem V'chelma Kadamohi Amrate. Okay, so it says at, at least there came before me Daneil, whose name is Belteshazzar, Kishum, that was named uh, after my God. Okay, and in whom is the spirit of the holy God, and I realized the dream before him. Wow.
He's yeah, and then we spoke about this. Nebuchadnezzar says over here that he related the dream before him, just like he said in the in verse 4. I related the dream before them, the
Uh,
Chaldean stargazers. Okay, we're not going to get into that again, but basically
so
he's lying over here.
so
Anyway,
Daniel.
that should be the worst thing that Nebuchadnezzar ever did, right? Is lie.
Okay, so he came before
Yeah. So finally, after he had no benefit from any of his Chaldean necromancers and astrologers and stargazers and etc. etc. He at last he says came before him Daniel, and he related the dream to Daniel. Okay, so let's take a look. There's some interesting things over here that are said on this pasuk.
okay, let's go on. Interesting. Okay. So it says, let's see, Vi'ad Aharain, at least. When the
At
king,
last, at last.
oh, at
Achron.
last. Okay, at last. When the king realized that the necromancers and their ilk were of no avail, he summoned Daniel. Now he knew that he needed someone in whom is the spirit of the holy God. Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, this is the whole discussion why he didn't call Daneil originally, and only now he's calling him. But anyway, we said last time he didn't think that he needed to call him because some reason he didn't think that it was necessary to call him. He thought that he has people that are dream interpreters and so on and so forth, and they would be able to tell him, even though he didn't know exactly himself what exactly the dream itself was, which was the problem. They were saying, we can't help you. Tell us the dream. Tell us the dream. And so he said, "Oh, they're no good. I gotta go to Daneil because Daneil he'll be able to. Hopefully, he'll be able to be the one that'll tell me what the dream was, and then he'll be able to tell me what it was. What's the meaning of it?"
What's the meaning to it? Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. Dishmei Belshazzar Bishum Elohi V'di Ruach Elakin Kadishin Bey. Okay, whose name is Belshazzar, and after the name of my God, and in whom is the spirit of the holy God. It says, from these remarks by Nebuchadnezzar, we see that though he acknowledged the existence of a supreme God, this, in his mind, did not negate the existence of other subordinate gods. Indeed, judging from the professed amazement at the misfortune that befell him, it seems he believed that the supreme deity did not concern himself with matters of this world, but left these matters to his subordinates. As our sages say, they call him Elokai de Elakia, the God of gods. Okay. And that's from Menachos, I guess, it looks like. Going further, to his thinking, the affairs of each nation were administered by the local deity who was supreme in his sphere of influence. Thus, the miraculous rescue of Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah proved to Nebuchadnezzar only that the Jewish God, who was in his mind just another local deity, was a very powerful God, for there is no other God able to rescue in this manner. It's a previous pasuk, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. His amazement was probably heightened because, to his way of thinking, the interference of a strange God in the matters of a country not directly under its jurisdiction proved the great power of that God, similar to the intervention of one country in the affairs of another. When Nebuchadnezzar was confronted with Daniel's superior power in interpreting dreams, he attributed this power to Daniel's relationship with his Jewish God. In his conception, this God of gods, though he left the management of the affairs of the world to his subordinates, was nevertheless all-knowing. He was therefore called the Holy God, whose holiness removed him from interest in the mundane matters of the world. The sages of Babylon, though they also undoubtedly claimed spiritual powers, could not know Nebuchadnezzar's dream because such information was not available to the local deity by its very nature, or because the dream contained predictions pertinent to the whole of mankind. When Daneil interpreted the king's dream to mean that Nebuchadnezzar would go mad as punishment for his self-aggrandizement, and so that all living beings may know that the Supreme One rules over the kingdom of man. The king refused to believe him, since in his mind this would be an unprecedented act of interference by the Supreme One in the mundane affairs of this world.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
So he accepted
Yeah.
the fact that there was a supreme God, and apparently this God ruled over his gods, because he was supreme, I guess, it seems.
Right. Right.
So if he's not, yeah. I mean, if he's an idolater, he could believe in anything, really, that he wants.
It seems like what he's doing is he's he still believes that even though he believes that Hashem is the supreme God, he's Elokah de Elokayah. He's the God of over all the gods, but like the expression implies, over all the other gods means that there are other powers, and they have power that that the supreme God delegated to them in the affairs of this world, in the specific affairs of this country or that country, and that the supreme one is not doesn't interfere. He doesn't interfere in the mundane affairs of this world, or his power is limited in some way, and he but okay. In other words, what he's dealing with is the fact that he's saying over here that he named Daneil after the name of his own avodah zarah, even though at the same breath he's acknowledging the fact that in Daneil is the spirit of the holy God, meaning the supreme God, which he understands is stronger than his own God. Okay. Okay. Pasuk Vav. So now we're going to go to Pasuk Vav, and we go to Lu. Alan came in and then he came out. I hope he didn't think that we were ignoring him.
He hit the wrong button.
I have an email from Alan.
Okay.
I don't see an email from him. So I don't know what's going on with him.
Okay.
Belshazzar Rav Chartumaya di Ana Yid Ace di Ruach Elahin.
Lou?
Yes.
Sorry, I just got an email from Alan. It said needs to let me in, I guess. Needs someone to let me in.
You see him trying to get in, Rabbi?
Yeah, 11:05 he sent me an email.
I know. Oh, here he comes.
Okay.
You got him.
Very good. You probably got it too, Lou, but you were reading, so.
Right. Yeah. Appreciate that, Mayor.
Okay.
I see it now. I got it.
Good morning, Alan.
Morning, sorry I'm late.
Yeah, good. We saw you. You came in before. I saw you were there.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it. Okay, what page?
We're on page 40.
It's 40. Okay. Oh,
Pasuk Vav. And Lou is reading Belshazzar.
Kadishin Bach V'cho Raz Lo Anes Loch Chez Vei chel mi di chazes u fishrei emar. So the English says Belshazzar, chief of the necromancers, since I know that the spirit of the holy God is in you, and no secret is hidden from you, this is the vision of the dream that I saw. Tell its interpretation. So
Yeah.
the commentary says, chief of the necromancers, since I know, you are known popularly as the chief of the necromancers, i.e., the greatest expert in the art of the occult. As such, I really should not place too much hope in obtaining from you a better interpretation of my dream than from the rest of the sages. But I know that your power is of an entirely different nature. In you is the spirit of the holy God. Therefore, I expect that you will tell me its interpretation. Okay, the word holy. The plural form equivalent to the Hebrew Kedoshim is found elsewhere in Scripture to describe Hashem. This may be due to the plural form of Elohim. Im is the usual form used to indicate plurality. See Daneil for a lengthy discussion of this. The meaning here may be holy angels. This seems to be Reb Sadia's understanding. This is the vision of the dream that I saw, i.e., what follows in verses 7 to 15 is the vision of the dream that I saw. Tell its interpretation. I will tell the dream, and I command you to render its interpretation. At first glance, the king seems to be saying that Daneil is to tell him the dream also. This is untenable, since in verses 7 to 15, we have the king himself reciting his dream to Daneil. Malbim connects this phrase with the beginning of the verse, Belshazzar, since I know that the spirit of the holy God is in you, tell me the dream that I saw and its interpretation. I know your power to be so great as not to need me to tell you the dream. Nevertheless, these were the visions of my head. Al-Sheikh, noting the use of Chazvei Reishi, the visions of my head, in verses 2 and 7, and Chazvei Chelmi, the visions of my dream here, comments that the latter refers not to the dream itself, but to the message the dream was meant to convey. This underlies the basic difference between Daneil and the conventional dream interpreters. The sages of Babylon derived their interpretation from the dream itself, i.e., through translating the imagery of the dream into the realities of life, thereby making the interpretation of the vision of the dream making the interpretation and the vision of the dream one and the same. Daneil, however, because the spirit of the holy God was in him, and therefore no secret hidden from him, could go to the source of the dream and relate the vision of the dream without resorting to its interpretation. Therefore, Nebuchadnezzar says tell me the vision of the dream that I saw, and then tell me its interpretation, i.e., the reconciliation of the vision with the imagery of the dream.
Okay. All right. Fine. Now, Pasuk Ches. We go to Alan.
It's the top of the page, right? Page 42, top of page.
Yeah.
Before, Iwanor, Usa, Hey, yeah,
Oh.
hey. They're working right next to our window, so that's why there's so much noise. Yay, Boror, Ana, so
Ve'ilana. Utekif Rume. Yimte Lishmaya.
Maya, Uma, Nay,
Ose Lesof Kol Ara.
Call, Jose, Ray, me, wow, here, dish, min, no khas. There's a long paragraph here. Ray,
Now the sound is problematic.
Katsu, so he, that's what they get from construction.
I think you must be reading the next pasuk. Just one pasuk, and then we'll do the notes on that pasuk.
Oh, yeah, 8. Utakef.
We have any notes on pasuk verse
Yes,
8?
the
Yeah,
bottom of 42.
yeah, yeah. Alan,
Yeah. Was number 8 or what?
you want to read the notes on the bottom?
Right. Number 8 also.
Number 8, yeah, and became strong.
And became strong. For example, its trunk thickened.
Now go to the top of left of 43.
It was visible to the end of the entire earth because of the trunk's thickness. It was visible to the end of the earth. Mambum's follows the translation of Rabbi Sa'adah those Ibn Ezra and Rabbi Shmuel rendered it grows to excessive height, generally tilts to one side. But although this tree is tall, its height reaches to upright. This would probably mean that though the Babylonian Empire expanded tremendously, its strength was not dissipated by the process.
Okay. So I see right away over here that this dream that he's talking about was not the same dream that we were speaking about previously. This is right because the last dream was about the idol that he set up,
Right.
and this dream is about a tree. So
In the middle of the earth.
imagine this is the second time that he dreamt, and now he's calling Daneil a second time. I'm not sure. It's a bit confusing, but okay, we'll see how it goes. And we go back to Meir to continue with Pusik Tess.
Okay, Tet. Let's see. It says, Afiesha Pir, the Inbei Sagi, Umazon Lechol, no, Lechola, Ve, Techotohi, Tatlel, Hevat Bara, Uve'an Pohi, Iduran, Tzipare, Shmaya, Umine, Yit Zin, Kol, Bisra. Okay, so this is Tet. Its foliage was beautiful and its fruit plentiful, and there was food for it in all. Under it, beasts of the field took shade, and the birds of heaven nested in its branches, and all flesh was fed from it. Wow, some tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Afye Shapir, its foliage was beautiful. The translation follows the view cited by the Ibn Ezra and Rab Shmuel Masnuth, and adapted by Radak and Mitsudos. If one translates the Hazote from verse 8, branches, then Afya means its foliage or leaves. Rashi Ibn Ezra, quoting Fs, and Rav Shmuel Masnut renders its branches. This part of the dream was not interpreted by Daniel. Various interpretations are given. Abarbanel was Chazote, its branches representing Nebuchadnezzar's relatives, the nobles whom he appointed to rule over various parts of his domain. Afye, its leaves represent the armies whose shade acts as protective cover for their countrymen. According to Rav Sadia, Afye, its branches represent the governors, the Hazote, and it was visible to the end of the entire earth, refers to Nebuchadnezzar's legions, which occupied his vast domain. Thus, the tree represents the total governmental structure, the military and administrative branches under whose protective shade everyone lives. The anbei, its fruit. According to Rav Sadia, this refers to the general population. Barbanel has it referring to Nebuchadnezzar's rule, the fruit of the governmental structure represented by the tree. The inbei may possibly represent the economic benefits of Nebuchadnezzar's great rule. Chevat bara, beasts of the field. These represent the nations of the world. And Sipare Shmaya, the birds of the heaven, This represents the Jewish people. Oh,
Mm.
oh
We have this in the song Koribon, right?
no.
Evas bara, and we say Ofe Shamaya
Uh-huh.
instead of Tzipore.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know that song that we sing that's in Aramaic.
Right. Curry bone.
Okay, so that's Pusik Tess. And oh yeah, he refers to this point that this part of the dream was not interpreted by Daneil. Oh, he himself didn't say what this dream was, so therefore the commentators are taking over and saying what they think it is.
Uh-huh.
What's going on over here? Okay, we'll continue. Lou, would you like to read the next pasuk?
Okay. We're on Yud Aleph.
Yud Aleph. No, on
Oh, good.
Yud.
Good.
Yeah.
Hade ha-ves be-chezve reshi al mishkevi va'alu ir v'kadish min hashamaya nachis. He cried out loudly and said thus, chop down the tree and cut off its branches, cast down its foliage and scatter its fruit. Let the animals move away from under it and the birds from its branches. Okay, cast down its foliage. The translation follows the commentators who translate Efye as foliage.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, that's all he has to say about that. Because that goes back to the verse 9 where we this word afye we translated as foliage according to some of the commentators. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going with. That's what he's saying over here. Okay, Pasuk Yud Aleph. Pasuk Yud Aleph, we go to Alan.
Kore v'chayil.
I just did Yud Aleph.
Oh, okay.
You just did Yud Aleph, sorry. Yud Base, Alan.
Yeah. Ikar, sure, shohi, shivuku, uve, sar, di, farzel, una, Nechosh, is, or, di, vor, yuva, tal, shemayim, yista ba, ve'im, hey, soa, chalor, be'esav, RA, live they men.
Okay, that's that pasuk. Right. Let's take a look at the notes. 12 on the bottom of page 43, the right column.
Number 12.
Secured with a band of iron.
Right, got it. Secured with a band of iron. The tree is hereby abruptly metamorphosed into a person as if the dream was interpreting itself by identifying the tree as a person who, having gone berserk, must be bound in chains.
Hmm.
In the herbage of the field, for example, he shall be bound and forced to remain in the field among the herbage. The translation follows Rashi. This represents another stage of madness. After the person has been bound in chains, he refuses all food except herbage of the field. Thus, he will be fed the herbage of the field. Later on, he will advance to a more extreme degree of madness where he will refuse to even stay among the humans and let it lot be together with the beasts. Melbourne. Let it be washed by the dew of heaven. Still another development. He will refuse to stay indoors, preferring to live under the open sky and to be washed, drenched with the dew of the heavens. Rashi and Radak string all these developments together. Thus, he will be bound with the band of iron and copper in the herbage of the field. For example, he will not be allowed to move from his place. Therefore, it will be washed by the dew of heaven and let its lot be together with the beasts of the grass of the field. Appearance at the end of the suffering. Malbim suggests that Nebuchadnezzar's madness passed through 7 different stages, which here are called periods.
So the note is on the bottom of 44. Let its lot be together with the beasts in the grass of the earth. See that? Let its lot be together with the beasts in the grass of the earth on the bottom of page 44. That's the continuation of Pasuk Yud Beis, verse 12. So this is the last stage of Nebuchadnezzar's madness. Refusing to dwell among people, he will flee to the woods and jungles to live with the wild beasts. So, yeah, so we're getting the idea now that that this dream is foretelling the fact that Nebuchadnezzar is going to go mad. And the commentaries alluded to that in previous psukim also. And now they're expounding upon this idea in the last pasuk. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so we'll hold it over for here.
I'll start at Yud Gimel tomorrow. Good.
Yud Gimel tomorrow. Okay. All the best to Mayor.
Okay. Have a good
Have
day.
a great
everyone.
day. Great week.
Thank you so much.
Lou, can you pick me up today?
What?
Can you pick me up today? I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, time's up, yeah. Today's Sunday, I'll pick you up at 4 o'clock.
4, okay.
Yeah, not 10 because on Sunday he doesn't come.
Oh, okay.
All right, see you in a few minutes.
Great.